What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make these the security breach atrium. It's part 7, and in this one we're going to be doing the lights on the middle floor, along with starting off the bottom floor with the making the ceiling, and then getting some of this wall over here done. And also the elevators. I completely forgot. I was like, I know I'm missing something. It's these elevators here. We do those after the lights. Anyway, that is all. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Let's get these darn lights done, shall we? So get out the following materials to start here. Blue terracotta. Nether brick fence. Polished deep slate. Sea lanterns. And polished deep slate slabs. That's all that we will need for now. So if you head to the back wall where the elevators are, you want to end up being kind of over the, well, not over the Chica poster, actually. You're going to trace right at the Chica poster until you're on this last row of 3 before the Freddy wheel wall. On the leftmost 2 reds, you'll place blue terracotta just off the tops of them. Extend from there forward diagonally left, left 2, forward diagonally left, and then from there you're going to go all the way left with blue terracotta, until you should run into the sun poster all the way over here. There's a little weird divot in the ceiling. I'm not sure why it's here. It might be from the wall above. I don't know. The wall's further back. I don't know why it's there. I don't know its purpose. Over the Freddy poster, you want to take... It's this row where the orange wool is, just left of Freddy's actual head. You'll kind of place a row of blue terracotta coming off the wall there to connect into it. So for the lights, we're going to start from the far right side over here where Roxy Raceway is blocked off, I guess. And we're going to mark each one with a nether brick fence, since that is what the actual top of them are. And then after we have them all marked, we'll go back through and we'll finish them. So you want to start here on the stone. You're going to be in line with... It's the final stone before the... diagonals here. It's this one right here. You're going to end up leaving from this on the ceiling a gap of 5. So count to the 6th blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll place another brick fence. Then you'll just keep going and you will count 25 and leave a gap of 24. I'm going to say the gap numbers, so just again, when you'll count the gaps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That is the gap. And then you'll count 1 further and then place your nether brick fence. You'll then leave a gap of 21. And then again on the 22nd, you'll place a nether brick fence. You'll then leave a gap of 23. And on the 24th, you'll place a nether brick fence. Is it the last one here? Yes, it is the last one here. You can end up kind of coming to the magenta here at the top where it curves, and is it just on the straightaway? It's just on the final block of this row of 2 here. This left one, you want to count back by 4, or just leave 3 blue open, and then on the 4th blue, you'll place another brick fence. Then going... First off, actually, this is going to be weird because it doesn't actually make sense, but you're going to count back or leave a gap of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll count to the 8th one back. Then from there, I'm going to count left by 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'll place another brick fence there. You can see it's in line with this particular row of red, and it's 2 off the wall. From the front nether brick fence, the back is going to kind of follow this loosely, but it's not the same. At least on this first one, it's not the same. Going left in this front one, you'll leave a gap of 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... and 23rd, you'll place another brick fence. The back one, it actually does follow the positioning of these lights. However, obviously the gapping won't exactly be the same. So I'll just kind of trace it and say, I think is it there? Looks like it's there. So yeah, that gap will end up being less than the front one, at least there, but the rest will be the same. This next one is a gap of 40, so you'll count left by 41. And then, where's the back one? Is it there? It should have a gap of 2 between it and the blue terracotta stripe there that has now appeared. You'll then, from this point, leave a gap of 16, so count left by 17. 17th, boop, boop. Then from there, you'll leave a gap of 30. Then a gap of 27. And that should be where you end. You can see you're just a little bit shy of the curve here. On the left side, there is only one row again, but it is, I guess, important to figure out exactly where that one's placed. So if you take the, we're going to take the, actually we're going to take the magenta, whatever, it doesn't matter, above. You want to count to the, is it the 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. And from it, you're going to count over by also 7, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nether brick fence. And then you'll go back towards the open side by leaving a gap of 23. And then on the 24th, you'll place that fence. Then a gap of 21. On the 22nd, you'll place a fence. Then a gap of 24. Boop. And then finally, a gap of 38. Boom. And you should be, you know, fairly close to the end there of the blue, but you're also not on the end, so. The next step is going to be below each nether brick fence, you're placing a polished deep slate block and then a sea lantern. Alternatively, I mean, well, yeah, we might as well just do this. I will give you the other step in a second. I just think that it's smarter to do some of this first. Although if you would like, off each side of the polished deep slate block, you'll place polished deep slate slabs, and off each side of the sea lantern, you'll place upside down slabs, which will give you this. Think of it as like a comically large lantern. That's what it is. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I don't think I said that yet. I always forget, but you never know. Making some good progress here, as you can see. I set myself a reminder to check the Atrium section, or like the cart, to make sure that, or where I think the cart was, where my brain was telling me there was one. Just because, you know, don't want to forget. And it is important, so. Worst case, if I notice something, like, even in the lobby at this point, I could just throw it into an Atrium part, be like, hey, you missed that, or I missed that. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. This is a big room, and there is a high chance in a big room that I miss something, so. It's just how it goes, I guess. But yeah. If I do end up missing anything and you guys are aware of it, assuming I don't point it out like that, do feel free to mention it in the comments and try to give me some sort of rough description. You could even just like put a timestamp, be like, hey, there's supposed to be a thingy here, just so I can check and confirm that you are in fact correct. Although really, I don't think small details like that will be particularly obvious to note that they aren't there. I just remember that one specifically because I remember I would always try to jump onto the railing from it. I don't know why, but I like tried to pinch myself between, I think it was the wall, or the actual glass, and the potted plant that's there, the plant pot area. and try to like jump onto the glass so I could jump over. I don't know. It's fun to screw with the game and see what kind of weird jumps you can get, pinch jumps or whatever. Speedrun strat. Never really broke security breach like that. There were a few areas I did, but you can't really do much out of bounds, especially on console. Anyway, you should have this. The only other thing that is worth building or mentioning right now is that there is a, like, I think it's speakers or something. I'm not actually sure, but if you get out, you just need gray concrete and polished deep side walls in addition. You want to head to the underside of the front middle here. You want to be under the, where you have the, I guess, what's it called? The, like, sound booth or whatever at the top. On the underside here, you want to take the long row of polished black stone stairs here. You're going to take the corners just inside here from them, and you're going to count diagonally inward by 2 to this blue terracotta and extend down by 2 with gray concrete on both sides. You should be able to connect those together with polished deep side wall rows. On the 4th polished deep side wall row in on both sides, you'll place a row of gray concrete behind them, which should leave you with, if you kind of look from this side, you have 3 walls and the ones that look a little weird, 4, again, where the gray is, and then 3. Underneath out of these back 2 gray, you'll take the leftmost one and you'll extend down with 2 nether brick fence. You'll then go right, forward, right, up. From the leftmost gray, you'll extend down with 2 fences. Then right, down, right, forward, right, up, right, up. And it should give you that. And those are kind of just like wires dangling down. Good news. That is the middle layer entirely done, which means other than me having to check some things that, like, we don't have to touch it again. You can clear your inventory and get out the following now. Stone. Stone stairs. Stone slabs. Red concrete. Light gray concrete. Andesite walls. Polished tough slabs. Tinted glass. And I guess we'll get out black concrete. So we're going to do both sides kind of simultaneously as per usual. Off of this center layer, you want to take either glass pane and place 2 stone off of each of them. Actually, let me confirm that. Yes, okay, cool. I was like, wait a minute, actually, that might be wrong. But nope, we're good. And again, I'll do this on the other side as well. Just so I don't have to instruct this twice. I find it easier to do it this way. If you don't, that's okay too. You can do one at a time. You'll then extend that stone up with 8 rows. Yeah, just like so. And gotta do the other side. Whee! Then, on top of that, you'll place a bunch of stone stairs that will kind of face out. So I'm going to take the front left stone block and I'll place a stair facing forward. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to count right and then turn to my left. So that way, which would be, I guess, counterclockwise? Yeah. And then I'll place the stair. Then again, I'll move to my right, turn to my left. Stair, move to my right, turn to my left, stair. And if you do that, you pretty much just get the stairs facing in the proper direction. That's the best way that I've found to do that and also explain it. But I will sometimes explain the specific directions. I just think it makes more sense to turn each time rather than, you know, worrying about the directions. Nice. From this point, you will end up placing 12 more stone blocks on top of each stair. And this will go higher than the top level by a little bit. And yeah. We will also have to bring these down, but we're not really worried about that just yet. I don't know if there's stairs below. I feel like there should be. But that will be annoying because, you know, we're working down, placing stairs that face up. So that just generally never is ideal to attempt. And then on top of these, you'll do the same thing with the stairs again, that just all face, you know, outwards, so. Hopefully I shouldn't have to instruct that again. It's a lot of turning and placing. I can do it fast because I just kind of like... They are confusing to figure out how to place them like this once you first do it, but the more you play it and play the game and deal with it, the more you're like, yeah, it's easy. You'll then place stone slabs on top of all the stairs. And then we will bring these pillars down, and then we'll, you know, have a grand old time. Let's see, is there a bottom row of stairs? There is not, so that's good for us. Although what is not good for us is figuring out how many stone rows we have to place going down. You're going to place 10 rows of stone going down. And I'm also going to check this by, essentially... If I place, like, black concrete under it, I'll say, and just bring it out a few blocks. If I stand on it and then run over and I stand on the stone, you'll see that the y coordinate is the same, and I don't actually have to move at all. I just fly. I don't have to move up or down at all. So, 10 stone down is correct. I don't have these numbers written down. I only wrote down? Yep, that's right. Only wrote down the numbers between the lights because I did know that I would not be able to be counting 40 blocks, so... I was like, yeah, I didn't even think about this, but... You know, we do get to that point. And then I guess we'll start with concessions. I don't really have any other idea. I guess we should maybe fill in some of the underside first, so we just know how far, but... You should end up with this. On the... Or in line with the stone... I'm going to actually just take the back row of it, and I'm going to fill it entirely in with red concrete going top to bottom. At the top, you stop in line with the top row of stairs. Well, that was a sick rhyme. But I'm just going to fill this in with a giant rectangle of red concrete, and we'll worry about the consequences of that later. As in, we'll punch out the doorways later. As in, for the next step. But those are easier to do than trying to mark them based on the length, so it's fine. I guess technically speaking, either one works. So if you want to leave the center 2 rows open for now, that's an option. But I do think in a situation to where you have something like this, it just makes more sense to follow what the tutorial person will be doing, which in this case is me, guys. Hi. I'm doing the tutorial. Crazy, who would have guessed? I wouldn't have guessed, that's for sure. Thought it was some other guy. Subtle foreshadowing, whatever that even means. That doesn't foreshadow anything, I promise. I just, like... Feels like it would. Should give you that. I don't like how that looks, but it doesn't have to look good, so it's fine. I'm gonna head to the opposite side, so I'm basically, you know, on the middle layer right now. And off of the red concrete here, I'm going to break the center 2 rows just above the, you know, floor level here. And I'm gonna break 4 rows up, actually. On, again, both elevators. We don't have the top layer marked, however, you should be able to figure out where this is. It's just above the magenta, so in line with the glass panes, you'll break your first row, and then you'll break 3 up. Alternatively, you're left with one row of red at the top. And also at the very bottom, you're going to break the bottom 4 rows of red in the center, too. So, yeah. Like so. At the top here, you'll place light gray concrete at the, again, top row of red. And then you'll end up filling the bottom 2x3 in with andesite walls. Should be familiar. I was going to say very familiar, but I kind of just processed the fact that only I have had to do it a million times since... Oh, I just didn't do this. That's cool. Since, obviously, this is the only section other than the lobby which would have 2 of these kinds of doors. Because there's 2 elevators. I guess we've made 4, though, because the opposite side. But now we've made, quick math, 10. And that number will continue to go up. And then we also have to make these at a diagonal angle. Because why not, honestly? Just why not? Anyway, it should give you this. And you can kind of check from here. You see I've got all 3 doors. The spacing is extremely weird. Don't worry about it. It is. I don't really have any good thing to say about it. The left and rightmost rows of red concrete, you will extend forward an additional 2 rows. We'll get a floor later, by the way. I'm realizing we're kind of just floating in space right now. We'll get there. We'll get there. I want to put that one off for as long as I physically can, because the pain and suffering that is the atrium floor is like no other. It's like, imagine a checkerboard pattern, but harder to structure block. That's pretty much what the atrium floor is. But yeah, I am being a little dramatic. It just sucked, though. It took me forever. I'm probably going to end up, once we get to that point, having most of it all, like, at the end of a part, be like, hey, so you got to go do this whole floor now. Because it's going to be like, it would probably be just 2 40-minute parts of me just filling in the floor. Anyway, on either side, you want to place a row of andesite walls, like, in the inner corners of the elevator here. And it should kind of give you this. That's what it'll look like. Those are the tracks for the elevator. Not sure why it doesn't have, like, one of the, you know, things at the... Actually, it might have one of the things at the top that pulls it up. You can't see because the elevator is actually on the top floor. Is it on the top floor on both? I should check that. But you should have this anyway. I'll check real quick while I'm thinking about that. No, it's on the middle floor on the other one. So yeah, there's no pulley thing at the top. You can take the bottom row of red concrete and extend it out on either side by 2. And then you'll go forward diagonally in by 1 and connect together. Like so. Extend each of those reds up by 3. And that'll give you, I think, the skeleton of the elevator done. Only other thing we would need is the actual elevator itself, but... Why would we add that? I'm just kidding, we're going to add that in a second. Both of them also, you can get rid of, I guess, your andesite walls and your light gray concrete, and I'll get out smooth quartz blocks and oak trap doors. And on, like, the portion that we just made of either elevator... I didn't bring that up enough. Wow, that's brilliant, because you're going up 3 rows, not 2, like I did there. On the center, like, at eye level, the oak, or this row of red concrete, you'll place an oak trap door on. I go the inner red concrete of the center, too, but it's up to you which you pick. Okay. On the right side here, this is where the symmetricalness stops. Yup, that's the word right there. The middle door of the 3, just below it, you want to extend the red concrete out with 2 upside down polished rough slabs per block. On the left side, you're doing that below the top door. This point on is symmetrical again, though. You'll place 3 rows of tinted glass on top of the polished rough slabs. It will make all the walls go weird, but that's kind of just how it is. I don't know. Can't stop that one, unfortunately. You'll then place a checkerboard pattern of black concrete and smooth quartz blocks on top. So just pick 2 corners that are opposite and place black concrete on them, and then the other 2 you'll place smooth quartz. Doesn't matter which way you do it on either one, but... You'll then place polished tough slabs on top of that checkerboard pattern, and that should be your elevators entirely done, unless there's something weird going on at the top, but I don't believe there is. Awesome. It's another step out of our way. Now, as for the underside here, I'm going to clear my inventory and get out blue terracotta, and I'll pretty much just fill as far back as, I guess, this goes. Now, I can give you a number. If you take the mangrove on one of the sides, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 We'll say 26 rows of blue terracotta back from, like, this sea lantern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that does go a bit further than the magenta. That's fine. We can manage with that. On the left and the right, I would probably just go, like... What? I can actually give the numbers. Why not? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 out on the Phaser Blast side, which is this side here, actually. And then on the Daycare and Monty Golf side, hold on, let me fly over there on my actual account. Or my alt account, I guess. I'm guessing it's the same, but... Yeah, it is the same, so 16 again. We have the weird parts where it goes in, like, there. Don't worry about those, just fill that far, because I want to say those sections have blue terracotta as the ceiling anyway. But, yeah, fill to your heart's content here. I'm going to go all the way forward. And I'm actually going to box off a lot of this here. So, like, I'm going to take this frog, then I'm going to bring it over with blue. And then I'm going to box this off, and I'll have to manually fill in. Oh, right, it's not the pearlescent froglets, it's the sea lanterns. But now I'll manually fill the kind of curved bit, but the long bit I should be able to fill. I might need to bring my alt account over to help load in chunks, though. Because it's a little bit long. But yeah, I'll keep this in because I don't really feel like starting the concessions in this part, so... There's that, I guess. We'll save that for another day. As for the floors I kind of briefly mentioned, I think it'll be the end of a part. I don't know, it probably won't be next part. I want to get pretty much the concessions marked, and we can start to build the floor off of where they are, just so we have something to work with. And then as we get further and further, we'll eventually hit a point to where we just fill in the entire floor. But we will also need to likely mark all of the walls before then, so... on the bottom before we can fully fill it in. So yeah, it's definitely a good bit of parts away. Although it is still something worth mentioning. And yeah. And I'm kind of ready to not be done with this yet. I mean, we're not that far in, but this hasn't been terrible so far. I do feel like Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 is so much worse, but I'm also kind of thinking about the end of that anyway, so that doesn't particularly help my bias in any way. 1222. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need my alt account here to load in some stuff, but... Well, let's see, shall we? Let's see if I can get it. I might be able to. I know that's not gonna... Oh, wow, that did work. I'm shocked that worked, actually. That is... It is quite surprising. Anyway, what is this coordinate here? I need to know you, because you're important, sir. 892? Okay. Let's go across until I'm about in line with that. Doesn't matter if I go a little bit further necessarily, because I'll notice. Surely if the other one worked, this one will also work, but... Yeah, okay. And I can also check that corner. Was I one block off? I was one block off. Man, that sucks. It's unfortunate. Also, I guess I'll mention, as I think I have, but I will mention it again, because it is very important to note. Sub-lobbies are going to be their own, probably individual parts, but maybe little mini-series, who knows. So, do keep that one in mind as we go through this. Because I just... Oh my god, that's so bright. I don't think that they're worth it putting... Where's the card? They're worth it putting in this particularly just to keep this as short as I physically can. In this section that I'm actually right under right now, the like clothed off area is also going to be at a later date. I did make some progress on Saloon on the recent YouTube streams, so that was good, but still got a lot of things I do need to work out with that because it's not lining up with Raceway itself, which is, you know, kind of important. But I think I do have I think I know why it isn't lining up. I just don't know how to fix that, because I basically have the walls triple layered because of the design that the area has, and just to make it look better. But I probably won't up having to remove that. Like, I might just use stairs or something weird to make the same pattern that doesn't have the multicolor like I need, or like I would prefer. But we'll see. Just that the bathrooms go too far back. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, the front lined up even with that, which is very odd. Because I would think that if the bathrooms were the problem, that the front would be either... I guess it'd be too far back. But it wasn't. If anything, I would have been inching towards being too close. But it might have just been the way that I scaled the saloon inside itself. But I'm like, that's an interesting revelation. I'll have to think about that one, actually, because that's very odd that that did that to me. Anyway, you should end up with this kind of. I guess I do have to fill in this part here really quickly, and then I do want to work out the underside of the escalators, because I do realize I just kind of... Actually, they should just be fine anyway, I think. But I did just kind of ignore them. I don't know if they go into the blue at all. I kind of have to confirm. We might end up marking some of these sub-lobby walls just so we can build these sides off of them rather than trying to use the weird spacing that we just gave ourselves with the blue. Because I don't want to rely on that particularly to be correct. Because it's just kind of lame. Anyway, now you officially should have this. So the escalator should already be in, I think. But let me just confirm that they don't go further in. So the ones on the side do not. I do want to check the upper ones there. I feel like they don't. I feel like it was just blue. Yeah. So nothing should be amiss in any way. Here's what we can do. Head to the Phaser Blast side, which is this side over here. And we can actually begin to mark, again, this wall as I mentioned. I'm going to get out red terracotta and, well, that's not red terracotta. There we go. And I'm going to bring this red terracotta here down a row, and I'm going to kind of just keep pulling it over, and it doesn't really matter. I don't have to stop necessarily anywhere specifically, so I'll just kind of go that far. From the furthest left red, if you're looking at it, you're going to go down diagonally out with a blue terracotta like so. I will extend it right by 7. Then back diagonally right by 1. And again, just right by like 15 or something. I'm not going to count. I'm just going to literally go to the end of the red here. Which is further than I needed, I know. But it doesn't matter. We just needed this so we can get out gray concrete. And behind the very first blue of this row that's pushed in, you're going to place a gray just directly behind it. Extend that gray down by 8. And then extend both the top and the bottom of that row to the right by 12. And then you can rejoin them on this side. Like so. I'm going to stand on this gray here, and I'm going to see this is Y78. So if I head over to this escalator here, you see this is also Y78. Our floor should be consistent. Just, it's good to check that as we go, because, you know, one little mistake and your whole floor is a block up, and then you have to redo like half of it. So, just not necessarily something that I think anybody here would find as a fun idea. You want to extend the gray towards the inside by 2 rows, and you're going to notice you end up connecting perfectly to that blue terracotta, which I guess is correct. I don't... What? Why is it not? Is going to be my next question. Why wouldn't it be? Hold on. Bear with me. Pretend it's correct, and, well, it should connect. It is connecting for me. Although, let me confirm that I didn't just go short a block or something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I did go short a block. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, you should end up having to dig into the blue terracotta. I apologize. I figured it was something weird, because I was like, there's no way that I messed that little marking up. And I did not, in fact. I was correct. But I will just extend that another row for myself, since it should have to dig in. And the actual wall would come off of the middle of that, but I don't know if we're at the point to start that yet, because I don't have the number for the wall in any direction at all, so we can't. Does that have a wall, by the way? No, it doesn't. Sorry, that was unrelated. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. Black concrete. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. White concrete. Or smooth quartz if you would like to stay consistent, but I guess I don't like consistency. I don't know. Polished blackstone. Polished blackstone stairs. And then you want the following wool colors. You want red, orange, and light blue. In this doorway in the center row of the gray, you want to make sure you're on the inside of the atrium looking outwards. You're going to just place an alternating row of black and white concrete going across, or black concrete and smooth quartz if you went that route. I like the white concretes on the end better, actually. I know I just didn't do it that way, but that's how I have it on the original, so I will change it. Going left to right or right to left on top of that doesn't matter. I'll place a polished blackstone, then a polished blackstone stair facing towards me, then a block, 5 stairs, block, stair, block. Copy that row one more time, but with upside down stairs instead of right side up stairs. And then next up, we're going to go left to right for each row. This first row, we're going to go left to right and place 6 red wool, light blue, 4 red. Next row, going left to right, you'll go 2 red, orange, red, light blue, orange, 2 red, orange, red, light blue. Next row, you'll go red, orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, 3 red. I switched these orange and light blues in the previous row. I don't know if I switched it with what I said, but I did switch them. So you should have this right now. Next row, you will go light blue, red, orange, 2 red, orange, red, light blue, orange, 2 red. And your door should look like that. Nice. To the right of this, you can place 19 rows of blue terracotta. Now, it's from the center of the door, and you'll end up not including the bottom row of gray. I just had to make sure there was 19, as in what I just counted. And you'll end up connecting diagonally into the blue terracotta ceiling. Like so. I don't have the number to the left, and it's more than a number that I'm just going to casually count right now. So we can actually keep working, right? I'll clear my inventory and get out stone and smooth quartz blocks. I think that'll be all for now, because I don't know if I'll be able to count that blue either, so we'll see. I'll try, but we'll just get out stone and smooth quartz for now. So from the end of this, you'll go forward diagonally right with the smooth quartz. Extend forward, which will be towards you, so it'll be like towards that escalator there, I guess, with 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, smooth quartz. You'll then extend right with 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, smooth quartz. You'll then extend back with, you guessed it, 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, smooth quartz, 4 stone, and smooth quartz. And then you'll bring all that up until you crash into the blue terracotta. You'll end up being against the mangrove slabs here at this side, just in case that's important to know. At least where there are mangrove slabs, I guess. And yeah. This will give us one side of our wall, which is cool. Nice to have this kind of marked. Although we will still need the front, curved parts. Those are really, I think, the important thing for the floor, because those are where the floor ends up getting a little bit weird. Not really weird, but it's just where you kind of need to know that the floor shouldn't be there or whatever. Because, you could fill under this thing and it wouldn't matter. This isn't actually anything, which is odd. I don't know why it's blocked off, because it doesn't... It's not anything on the other side, either. It's not like it's blocking off the door. It's just kind of here. And it's not... Like, what is it blocking? Look at the other side and tell me what it's blocking. I don't understand. I mean, you don't have the other side yet, but, like, in the game, there's nothing here. It's just a wall. Like, I don't know. Anyway, give me a moment to count the other blue terracotta wall, because it's quite long. It is 27 is the number. So you want to, from the end of the smooth court, you're going to go back diagonally right with a blue terracotta, and then right by 26. And again, you'll make a full wall. And then I'll double check to make sure that number is correct, and then we can do the Roxy Raceway sublobby entrance, which is barricaded off, and then we can end the part. That sounds like a good plan to me. So, get out gray concrete. I'm actually going to get rid of the blue terracotta just so the gray concrete's next to the smooth quartz. And you want the following wool colors. You want magenta, cyan, white, and red. Just to the right of this wall, you're going to place a row of gray concrete. I will extend the top gray concrete to the right by 13. And then I'll just go down by, what is it, 7 here? Nope, 6. I'll extend each gray concrete out by 1 just because. And then I will take this inner row of gray, and I will, at the left and right, place rows of smooth quartz going top to bottom. At the top and bottom, you'll bring those smooth quartzes in by 3, and then you'll connect together from there to create these funny rectangles. Connect these smooth quartz together with a full row at the bottom, and then you'll place 2 rows of stone on top of that in the center. Going left or right above that, you'll place a cyan wool, then a white wool, and then 2 red wool. Next row up, you'll go left or right, and you'll place a magenta wool, white wool, red wool, white wool. And then the rest of this door I'll fill in with stone. This is like little helpy art. It's like helpy with a coming soon sign. I ended up using a painting for this in a different spot, but here I ended up doing this pixel art, so we haven't placed the painting yet, although I actually might want to do that really quickly before we end, because I just realized it is on the previous floor, but I forgot about it because Minecraft said, nah, you don't need that painting, and removed it. It's on this red concrete wall here. It's like there, I think? It's somewhere in the center here. Sort of center. And I have it as the fossil one. That one. Looks like a museum. I'll place it on the original as we speak. And, yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is... Wow, I got it second try. That is the FNAF Security Breach Atrium Part 7 complete, right? 7? Yeah. I can never remember because I flipped it. Normally it'd be, you know, I do 2 in a day, so it would go odd, and then even would be my ending part. But because I only did 1 a specific day, it ends up switching on me, so it's odd right now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.